This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It is Tuesday, March 7th.
Well, 5 souls were lost in a care flight crash on February 24th in the Nevada desert. This included a crew and a patient on board. The company is facing its 4th National Transportation Safety Board investigation into crashes since 2018. 3 of those crashes were fatal and killed 11 people. The Pilatus PC-12 plane, a single-engine, fixed-wing turboprop aircraft managed by Washoe's Regional Emergency Medical Services Authority that broke apart mid-flight outside Reno, is the one that killed the 5 individuals. The company has more than 60 aircrafts flying out of 60 locations, including Hawaii and Alaska. The company was to transport a patient on that Friday evening just over a week ago to Salt Lake City, but the plane soon descended at a high rate of speed before crashing near Iron Mountain in Stagecoach, Nevada.
A public memorial service for the victims who died in the Regional Emergency Medical Service Authority Care Flight aircraft crash on February 24th near Stagecoach, Nevada will be held Wednesday, March 8th at 2 p.m. at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. Additional memorial service information will be made available for the community once confirmed. As memorial services are planned to honor the Care Flight and Guardian Flight colleagues who lost their lives on Friday, February 24th, anyone is welcome to share pictures and videos that may be included in public tributes at remsahealth.com/share-a-memory. The victims in the crash were Edward Pricola, 32, of Reno; Mark Rand, 69, of Reno; Terry Rand, 66, of Reno; Ryan Watson, 27, of Reno; and Scott Walton, 46, of Allendale, Michigan. Care Flight does not yet know when it will resume air ambulance flights following last month's deadly plane crash near Stagecoach. A REMSA Healthcare Flight Community Condolences webpage has also been created for anyone who would like to send a message of condolences or support at remsahealth.com/from-the-heart. GoFundMe fundraisers have also been created for the victims and the victims' family.
In more area news, a home that many longtime locals remember fondly has now been reduced to rubble.
Today, a bittersweet demolition of a longtime home here in Pahrump. Ski Sensky joined Full Throttle Excavation and Danny Murphy to take down a stick-built home on the corner of Blagg and Basin. This home has recently caught fire several times, started by squatters. An arson case has been opened and there is no named suspects. The home was rented out prior to the COVID-19 shutdown to an individual who then gutted the home and caused major damage to the residents. That individual was allowed to stay inside the home during the eviction moratorium. He left the home with major damage and has since been charged. There is an upcoming case with the Nye County District Attorney's Office. Sensky says that there was so much damage to the home and plumbing inside the home that there was no way that they could repair it. The home was also broken into several times by the homeless.
You know, it's been a problem. It's been a problem for the last few years, and now it's the end of the chapter, I guess. Hopefully for the best.
Pahrump Lands LLC owns the property, which used to be owned by Chuck Connolly, who built it in the 1960s. It was a 160-acre piece of property. Our former Sheriff Sharon Worley says that Connolly and his wife Atha raised paint horses on the property with excellent bloodlines. Atha's father was Bob Owens. Connolly worked at the test site. The property has since been divided several times, and Pahrump Lands LLC planned on building affordable housing, which is in close proximity to the Circle K on the corner of Blagg and Basin. That proposal is still being looked at and was before the Board of County Commissioners and was turned down during the last meeting. Negotiations are still underway. Senske says that he plans on putting an RV on the property if approved by the town of Pahrump so that he can get somebody to look over the property and caretake the land. He made sure that he was the first one to use the backhoe on it today to take down the stick-built property. According to Sharon Worley, Bob Owens was a Clark County deputy sheriff who moved out here in the 1950s.
Well, if you've been driving around Southern Nevada, you've seen all of the road construction and you know about how it's affecting traffic. Some helpful information for you when we return.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
All right, well, we have a couple of ticket giveaways for you. The first one is for a family pass for the Jordan World Circus. All you need to do is give us a call, 775-727-9400. You need to push extension 201 and leave your name and number, and we will be calling back the winners, and that is for the Jordan World Circus, and that is going to be on March 14th at 6:30 p.m. right here in Pahrump at the McCullough Arena, 775-727-9400, extension 201. Leave your name and number for that family pass. We want to thank Jordan World Circus for that. If you want more information on the Jordan World Circus and their trip here to Pahrump on March 14th, you can, of course, find them online at Jordan World Circus. We're also giving away 2 tickets to this Thursday, and that will be tickets that are going to be well, we're actually, we're going to wait a little while, and we're going to leave you on hold for those ones, and we're just going to do a couple of stories. So we're going to let you guys wait for those ones. I'm going to do a little tease. And first, we're going to tell you all about this next story, which is the Nevada Department of Transportation explains traffic changes called DDIs or diversion diamonds. And we want to make sure that if you miss any part of this video, we've uploaded it on our YouTube and Facebook page.
In January, crews demolished the north half of the Tropicana Avenue Bridge over I-15. It's being rebuilt taller, longer, and with additional capacity. But for now, Tropicana is reduced to 2 lanes in each direction, and that calls for a diverging diamond interchange, or DDI. So what is a DDI? They're designed to reduce congestion and move high volumes of traffic, especially during times of construction when capacity is reduced. DDIs also allow for simplified turns and better access to ramps. They're also safer with fewer contact points. Diverging diamonds are becoming more common across the U.S., and we have 3 permanent DDIs in Southern Nevada, but some drivers are still confused. Unlike a typical interchange movement, the DDI requires drivers briefly cross over into what would normally be the oncoming travel lane. It might seem like you're driving in London for a few seconds, but don't worry, you're still in the USA. It could look and feel terribly confusing the first time you drive it, especially with all of the cones and barriers, but never fear, left is right, correct in this case. And if it's still confusing from the ground, animation from above should give you a better idea of how the flow is supposed to go. This view looking towards the strip shows drivers on eastbound Trop can either make a free right onto southbound I-15 or briefly cross over to the left side of Trop before continuing on toward Las Vegas Boulevard. Here's that same movement from behind the wheel. Be sure to follow the arrows and lines. Don't just go on autopilot and assume the driver in front of you has it down. If that driver makes a mistake, you don't want to double down. And here we are looking westbound. You can see the drivers from northbound I-15 have a free right onto eastbound Tropicana, while motorists coming from Las Vegas Boulevard will briefly cross over to the left, where they can take a free left onto I-15 or be on their way to Dean Martin Drive. Here's the look from the road. That free left onto southbound I-15 reduces congestion by eliminating the need for another traffic signal for that movement. And here's one more view, looking north. Those drivers coming from I-15 can either go east, right, or west, left. Notice the drivers turning left stay in the left lane. That's going to seem counterintuitive since usually you have to cross traffic to make a left turn, but that's not the case here. You notice drivers who are going left stay left. And from ground level, you can see how important it is for drivers making that left from I-15 stay in the left lane and not cross into oncoming traffic. INDOT is working hard to make sure the movements are clear and obvious for drivers. We will continue to observe driving patterns and make adjustments to signage and barricades when appropriate. The bottom line is, follow the arrows and striping on the ground. Don't let yourself be on autopilot when you go through the interchange. Tropicana will be in a diverging diamond configuration through the middle of 2024, so pay attention, learn the movement, and stay safe and connected.
All right, all you hep cats and cool cats out there, if you love jazz, Vic's in Las Vegas's Symphony Park has now opened its doors and they're serving up food, cocktails, and lots of smooth jazz. KCLV Channel 2, along with Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman, attended the grand opening, which showed off this beautiful artsy restaurant and music venue serving up delicious foods, drinks, and more. Sue Loudon also attended, and she's the former chairwoman of the Nevada Republican Party and a former Nevada state senator. Loudon is also a former businesswoman, and it just so happens that her husband owns the place.
Hey there, Las Vegas, city of Las Vegas. We're here at Vic's, and it's gonna open today. This is so exciting. A jazz club, a restaurant, and just a beautiful place to hang out right here in Symphony Park. So we're gonna go inside and take a look and congratulate Chris Loudon and his family for everything they're making possible. Brand new down here. So come on in, let's go.
Thank you. Good.
You guys will in?
We are here for the opening. We've been here all week. Yeah. And here's Paul with Myron. Guys, here's the mayor's.
Oh my God! Congratulations! This is so exciting. It's magnificent.
Vic's started out as a sultry country acoustic venue when that was sort of the first. But my family and I, we produced jazz albums, and we're in the midst of producing. In the midst of producing this new jazz album, and thought for a second, like, this should be a jazz venue, a straight jazz venue. So we changed, and here we are today.
We started during COVID, and it was horrible, right? You couldn't get parts, you couldn't get the stove, you couldn't get stuff. And we just prevailed. I really credit Chris and our son Paul for sticking to it, and all of you who helped, knowing that what we were going through on the back end of all of that.
You just can't imagine how excited everybody is for this. We've been all working and dreaming. Life is full of dreams, and when you have them and then can touch them and feel them, and that's something so exciting. And this facility, aside from being magnificent, which you will see inside as well as outside, is a dream for the young people who are going to play here, as well as for all the Loudons.
I'm going to borrow a line from my friend Myron Martin at the Smith Center, and he has deemed our area welcome to Las Vegas's living room. And it's so appropriate to have that sentiment here at Symphony Park, because it is our living room. It's a living room and the epicenter of entertainment, of comfort. Now, with a world-class restaurant, lounge, and facility, it really rounds out to be a world-class center of a city.
3, 2, 1.
All right, remember that big tease we did
That's
for the other
right.
tickets? So we are giving away 2 tickets, and that will be for this Thursday, March 9th. And it's for the Pearl Theater in Las Vegas 4, and we are giving away Michael
Drum
Bolton
roll.
tickets.
Yay.
So we're going to be giving you 2 tickets for Michael Bolton. That's this Thursday. You have to be able to transfer the tickets via your mobile phone. So what we are looking for is...
I believe they need a Ticketmaster account.
Yeah, you do need a Ticketmaster account. So give us a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201. Leave your name and number. We're going to need your name and email address ultimately. But so leave your name and number. We'll give you a call back, and we're going to need you to set up a Ticketmaster account to transfer over those tickets for this Thursday, March 9th at the Pearl Theater in Las Vegas for Michael Bolton. So give us a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201 for Michael Bolton.
All right, we'll be right back.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and research from Cleveland Clinic shows young onset colorectal cancer death seems to be more prevalent in certain parts of the country.
The overarching result we found was that geographic patterns of mortality among the youngest colorectal cancer patients differ substantially from even slightly older young onset colorectal cancer patients from the 35 to 49 year age category. So among the youngest patients, we found notable hotspots in the Midwest and also the Great Lakes region.
Blake Buchalter is the lead author for the Cleveland Clinic study. He says this kind of research has never been done before in terms of tracking geographic patterns of young onset colorectal cancer deaths. In addition to finding hotspots for mortality, the team also found 3 significant cold spots, which include the Southwest, California, and the Mountain West. Currently, it's unclear why young onset colorectal cancer deaths seem to be more common in certain regions. However, that's something Buchalter says they plan to further investigate in the future.
Basically, this study was trying to tease out what the actual geographic regions of disparity actually look like for young onset colorectal cancer mortality, and then we're trying to figure out what's causing that going forward.
Well, according to the CDC, colorectal cancer is the 4th most common cancer in men and women in the United States. Screenings for colorectal cancer should start at 45 years old. Those who are at an increased risk may need to be screened sooner, but should consult their doctor first.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, we're at the top of the mountain again with Highway 160 Pinion. It's really clear up there now.
Yes, it is. The weather's getting a bit warmer, but we'll take a closer look at how those temperatures are still dropping overnight after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on that local BTV app. The app you should have on your phone probably by about now. That would be nice. Fernley, 42 degrees. Fallon felt like 44. I like to alliterate. In Carson City, it's 37 degrees. Tonopah and Goldfield tied. Look at you, 40 degrees. Weather Twins, nice. 52 in Beatty. 59 in Amargosa makes them the hot spot. Las Vegas breathing down your neck at 58 going 58, and out in Death Valley at 66. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at our current temperature, 54 degrees, 56 just a little bit earlier. Nice day. Actually, it was sunshine, and the wind's not too bad out of the south-southeast at just 8 miles per hour. Sun rose this morning reliably at 6:09, thank goodness. And it's setting this evening. I look for it in about 18 minutes, maybe like 5:54. That would be sunset time, and a low tonight of 38 degrees is where we're heading. Under clear skies, going to be some beautiful star watching. And that humidity at 43% sure smells like clouds. Look at this, clouds all week long, but not too bad with the wind until we hit Friday. 17 mile per hour gusts and maybe just a chance of rain. Looks like the wind backs down significantly Saturday, Sunday, but look at these temperatures all the way up into the 70s, 74 degrees on Monday. Nice trend going up. And look at the temperatures at night. Will be reliably in the 50s pretty soon. This is starting to smell like spring. I'm liking the whole idea. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. And from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us. And we will see you next newscast. And always catch us on Local B TV.
Good night.
Good night.